The Fantastic Beasts series has kind of been iffy. It really has. A lot of people out there aren't as connected to it as they were with the Harry Potter films, probably because there was no book to lead off with. Ultimately, what we have here is a prequel series set 80 years before the events of the first film, and the characters are kind of Newt Scamander's kind of iffy. The first film, the characters were like okay, but in the sequel, with the inclusion of young Dumbledore and young Grindelwald, young being the operative word here, it really kind of kicked off a little bit. In fact, Johnny Depp and Jude Law were fantastic in the movie, and a lot of people really, really, really responded to that. But then over the span of the past couple months, things have not really gotten well for Johnny Depp. He had Amber Heard, his ex-wife, come out and accuse him of a whole litany of bad things. He filed a defamation lawsuit against her in response to her Washington Post op-ed detailing these situations from their marriage, and it's been a very touch and go situation. And if you look at what Johnny Depp has presented in regards to his evidence, he says he was abused, and there's some photos out there that kind of back a little bit of that up. But then at the same time, Amber Heard has presented her own video evidence showcasing his side of thing, or what he may have done to her. My personal take on it simply is this: it was a bad marriage. It should never have happened. They should have never been in those situations with one another. And now we're dealing with the career fallout, because this has been popping up all over the web in the last 24 hours. And apparently Johnny Depp's return for Fantastic Beasts 3 is not official yet. Now, look, here's the thing. This is a bad move if they fire his ass. They've already gone through the PR nightmare involving Johnny Depp and Amber Heard from San Diego Comic-Con last year, where they were both in the same panel together, not out at the same time. Both are consummate professionals, kept to themselves, thought it was cool. But then from there, things started to kind of, spiral out of control a little bit. Amber Heard claims that Johnny Depp tried to get her fired from the role of Mera from Aquaman, which we don't know if that's true or not. Apparently Kevin Sujihara, the former president of Warner Brothers, might have to come in to testify to that fact. But then Amber Heard's accusations against Johnny Depp in the Me Too era cost him the role of Captain Jack Sparrow, his definitive performance of his career. And so, yeah, he's pissed. I'd be pissed too. But here's what the article says. It says Johnny Depp is currently expected to continue as Gellert Grindelwald in Fantastic Beasts 3 and the rest of the planned 5-film franchise. However, on the heels of Warner's delaying Fantastic Beasts production again, but finally giving the movie a confirmed release date, word has come that Depp has yet to sign on officially for the movie. Okay, here's the thing. I'm pretty certain that when they brought in Johnny Depp, they would have been like, all right, you're going to play Grindelwald in Fantastic. You're going to be Grindelwald all the way through. Like they're going to lock him into a 5-picture deal. Marvel locked everybody into like a 9-contract deal for the MCU, and Warner's is not going to be stupid enough to not want to have that on play. Now, granted, they might have altered the contract because they didn't want to deal with the fallout from this, or they maybe wanted an out clause that they were able to use, and Johnny Depp maybe agreed to it. I have no idea. But it says here that this is one of those anonymous sources situations, so stay in the skeptical Hermione mindset. That said, a close to Johnny Depp told The Blast that the actor has not been approached by the studio yet to exercise the option in his contract for Fantastic Beasts 3. The site said that Depp does have a contract through the 5-film franchise, but like the rest of the stars, his option for each movie is handled separately by Warner's. Now that just seems like an A-lister move, which is really dumb. And it's not, I don't think that, I think that's stupid, but ultimately they could be wanting to play, they could be wanting to play with him a little bit on this one. They may be wanting to play with him a little bit so they can go, look, man, maybe they can negotiate down, right? Instead of negotiating more money because he might want more money, they might sit there and go, hey, listen, you can't do this. Like there's enough bad press around you right now. We want you to do this. We're willing to put up with the nonsense, but you don't want to sit there and you're not going to get any more money out of us. Now it goes on to say here that this means maybe nothing, especially without knowing the situations of the other main cast members. But The Blast also brought up Johnny Depp's legal issues, specifically the ugly back and forth abuse allegations with ex-wife Amber Heard. The site said it also had been told by a few Warner execs that they were pushing for Depp to be fired, but many of the heavy hitters have maintained full support. And that is true. That is true. JK Rowling has come out and given full support. The director has come out, given in full support. They've basically said that Johnny Depp on set was a consummate professional, that he did very good. And the thing is, out in regards to Fantastic Beasts as a whole, the Crimes of Grindelwald, he was one of the better parts of that movie. He was literally one of the better parts of that movie that had a lot of issues with it, especially concerning the script. But you get to that last scene where Gellert is giving his big speech, and it was intense, and Johnny Depp brought it, and a lot of fans resonated with it. Because remember, we need a good villain for this franchise to work, and they pushed back Fantastic Beasts 3 predominantly because of scripting issues, not because of Johnny Depp's legal situation. Because of scripting issues is why they pushed it back. So that's something to consider as well. Now, going over here, and this is when it talks, I just want to touch upon this in regards to how this story is being handled by a lot of the other forms of media in regards to the Me Too movement and Amber Heard being a survivor. This is what was just posted 2 hours ago on Huffington Post. Amber Heard on being a survivor and why she's openly bisexual. I'm not going to go into the article, but I just wanted you guys to see the headline, because when all this went down, like in March, when Johnny Depp filed a lawsuit or filed his claim against her, and we got into this ugly back and forth, do you know what all the media did? They never once looked at Johnny Depp's side of the story. They never once questioned if Johnny Depp was telling the truth and Amber Heard might be lying. We've had other statements from Amber Heard's past where people have come out and said that she's made up claims before. So there's character witnesses that have come out and made some comments. But you know what they did? All the media ran articles that said, whoa, Amber Heard came out to her parents and it was a tough experience to sit there and say that she was bisexual, right? That was literally the articles that they ran with. That was the headlines that they ran with. That was the counter narrative, the counter programming. Instead of talking about Johnny Depp and talking about the situation and looking at it from his perspective, if there were false accusations to even remotely entertain that, because, you know, keep in mind, equality plays an issue here, right? All right, whatever. They didn't do it. And that's the whole situation. So these articles coming out right now, all the situation right now about Johnny Depp and being in here, I think it's to lower his price. I think this is coming out of Warner's. I think they're saying it to get him to either lower his price or to not seek any money in the option, to basically offer maybe to take a pay cut in order to come in and do this movie. I think this is a leverage game against him because they know that they've kind of got him to a wall. He lost one franchise because Disney doesn't mess around, for the most part, and then he could lose his other franchise, and he doesn't want that. So he might be willing to play ball. But here's the thing: if they're going to do that, here's what I would say, because they're not going to start shooting the movie until spring of 2020. Why not take that time to get Johnny Depp in goddamn rehab? Because I do agree he needs to go in there. He has a problem. There's a substance abuse problem. There's an alcohol problem from what I've seen. And I love Johnny Depp and I don't want to see him go down that path. So I think they should sit there and go, look, dude, we will work, we'll make this work with you, but you got to go and get rehab. Like, you got to go in on this thing and make an active public attempt to try to get better, because that's going to be better freaking headlines. Because now we're in a game of PR against the he said, she said, involving a mega studio, 2 mega franchises. And the only one that's going to be injured by any of this is Fantastic Beasts. But I'm going to put it to you bluntly, Warners, if you're listening right now, if anyone from Warners is listening right now, I'm going to be blunt with you. It's the same thing that happened when Disney decided to pull the plug on Jack Sparrow and Pirates of the Caribbean. The fans will not come out for anything without Johnny Depp. I'm telling you this right now. Legions of middle-aged mothers who have spent the last 15, 16 years loving the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise and loving Johnny Depp will not come out for a Jack Sparrow-less Pirates of the Caribbean. And they say they will do the same thing for this. There's a lot of people out there who do not like the Me Too movement. I'm not trying to get too political, but I'm being honest here. There's a lot of people out there in middle America who do not like the Me Too movement, and they think that it's gone too far in the accusations. And I've been hearing this from people that I would never hear this from in my own personal life, that have flat out said, if Johnny Depp goes, I'm not watching the movie. That is where it's at. There is loyalty with him as an actor that is going to undercut the box office potentials of this movie. And there was a big problem with the story in Crimes of Grindelwald that caused Warner's to release an extended cut, digital only, on the home video release, and then cut it down from $25 on Blu-ray to $15 pretty damn frequently. So they know that the franchise is hurting when it comes to financials, and this kind of shakeup, it's not going to work the way you want it to. I'm telling you this right now. Anyway, Those are my thoughts, my opinions. What are yours? Let me know down in the comments below. Have yourself a great day, guys, and peace out. Hey, thank you very much for making it to this point in the video. I really appreciate it. If you want to support the channel, you can always toss a like, or if you want to go a step further, why not check out patreon.com/MattJarbo, where you can support the channel directly. For just a few dollars a month, you get access to our private Discord and our private Facebook group, where we talk about movies 24/7, as well as a lot of new stuff coming throughout 2019. Thank you guys again very much. Have yourself a great day, and peace out.